A few years ago, we first heard that Saba and No I.D were working on a tape. This was coming right off of his last album, Few Good Things, in 2022, which I thought was really solid at the time. And the idea that Saba and No I.D were going to lock in together for a whole album was exciting, to say the least. Because, rapper-producer albums always tend to be pretty good. Time went on, and we got an announcement for this new track, Head.Rap, as well as word that the first album that we've got a couple songs from got scrapped, and this is going to be the current new version of it. Now, going into the track Head.Rap, at a very simplified level, is a song about Saba's hair journey, but it's also about finding your own personal style and finding pride in it. And that style doesn't have to be limited to hair. It can be in regards to any part of you, including your personal ideologies and how you want to live your life. It also talks about new beginnings and starting anew and not just conforming and letting people control your life and your decisions. In the first verse, it starts off with him telling us how he's observing people with their locks and how he was growing his hair but never considered trying locking it up. He also mentions that his grandma used to braid his hair, but when he would go to school, he would have to cut it, which is kind of interesting because he mentions that it was also black ran. So the hope there was that, they would be more supportive in general and accepting of his hairstyle rather than making him conform, which is also addressed even further with the line, "I'll play the game, but I won't tap dance." Like, he's going to play nice, he's going to do the things that he needs to do, but he's not going to fully give in and just let y'all change him up. Like, these are the things that make him him. He's not going to let you change that. The beginning of the second verse starts similarly to the first, with him telling a little bit of a story about getting his hair done and some of the processes involved, as well as just the awkward stages of growth and, just kind of the growing pains, right? Which all could be a big metaphor for the growing pains that you may deal with when you're trying to make an effort to change something like for yourself. And it could just be about your hair, but it could just be something bigger than that. About halfway through the second verse, we see Saba mention a sort of judgment around his hair with, "Oh, you've seen a weed head with got dreadlocks. Oh, you've seen a couple of savages too." For some reason, people still have these negative connotations when it comes to certain hairstyles and appearances, but ultimately their opinions don't really matter. You can look however you want to look. You can also tie this into really just any major change in life with the next bit where he's saying, "Couple babies who done start the journey anew, I'm rooting for you. We can start at the root." It's like, people are going to judge you for making a major change in your life and, going in a different path or going against the grain or anything really. People are always going to be there to judge you. But if ultimately you're doing these things because it's good for you or because it's really just how you want to portray yourself and like that's what your soul is, do it. And you should get support in doing so. Overall, the track is really solid, and as I started to break it down further, I found a lot of parallels just to life. Like, yes, obviously he's talking about his hair throughout it, but like, in life things are constantly changing and it can be hard at times, and just making those changes in your life to get to where you want to be, you're going to face judgment. You're going to see people talk about it in a certain way. You're going to struggle, but ultimately it's what's best for you, and you need to get some stuff done. That's just what you need to do. But yeah, that's all I've got for this. I don't know when we're going to be getting the album, hopefully sooner rather than later, but until then, I'm definitely going to keep spinning this one. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of the track, and if you've been listening to it, if you're excited for the No I.D tape, if you have any other information that I don't know of. And also, while you're down there, like and subscribe to see more rambling and content like this. Thank you for watching, and please stay safe out there.